Welcome to another episode of Play Ball Online with the Peoria Journal-Star. I'm Nathan Baliva, voice of the Peoria Chiefs. 6:30 in the morning on this Wednesday as we get ready to head out to Fort Wayne, Indiana. You see the Peoria Charter coach behind me as the team has packed that up. Now we're ready for a long road trip to Indiana and Ohio. Today on Play Ball, we're going to take you inside of packing up for a road trip. We're going to talk to Jim, our bus driver, Peoria Charter coach, and Dan Golden, our athletic trainer. A lot of the responsibilities for packing the bus, making sure we have everything for a 6-day road trip. Fall on Dan. We'll talk about that, and then talk to Jim about how he packs up this bus and what he does for these long bus rides to stay awake and get us safely from one destination to another. That's what we got planned for you on this week's edition of Play Ball. Jim, we take a look, we're watching you pack this bus up. Is there a method to the madness here, getting everything to fit underneath this bus?
Well, I just have to make sure I get it all in there. So in the first bay, I put their personal equipment, their luggage, their baseball equipment. The second bay, I've got 3 big chests I have to put in there, medical equipment, other bats, things, helmets, different things in there. Also some food will go in there. Then the back bay is your bay, plus overflow bay. So pretty much I have to pack it. If I don't, it won't all get in there.
It kind of looks like it's a big game of Tetris. Like everything's got its own piece. You got to slide everything in there. If one piece goes in wrong, does it all kind of not fit right?
Pretty much so. Yeah, we only have so much room, and that's it has to be packed in there pretty good in order to get it all in there.
Now, this is our longest trip in terms of mileage, going to Fort Wayne, and then from there on the way to Ohio, and then way back. How do you gear up for that long trip back, about 9 hours on a Monday night? Is there a lot of coffee, a lot of the 5-hour energy, Red Bull? How do you gear up for that?
I just do it. That's all there is to it. Just do it.
And you're impressive. You're impressive. We do it without stops. You never stop.
Yeah. That's just the way it is.
It's just the way it is. All right, Jim.
I stop when I have to.
That's right. A lot of the responsibilities, everything we've seen so far falls on Dan as we get ready for a road trip. Dan, how long does it take you to pack up all your trunks and kind of get everything laid out for these guys?
It takes me roughly about an hour. There's usually guys that need random stuff too that kind of bother me. Dan, I need a bat. Dan, where's the vending machine? Dan, can I get a water? What I usually do is, before we leave the last place that we've been at, is I mark down everything I need to pack beforehand, so then in the morning I can just read my list, pack it up, get ready to go.
You never know when we're going to add a player. We go on this trip 2 players down. We might get our guys back. We might get new players. So you got to have extra uniforms, full uniforms ready to go. What goes into packing that up?
I pretty much try to get at least one of every size. Unfortunately, we don't have too many options, so there's going to be a few guys with extra tight pants or a few guys looking like Cecil Fielder, or Prince Fielder, sorry about that.
A little late in the year, you kind of run out of options, don't you?
Oh yeah, so pretty much as soon as one guy leaves, we take a little uniform out of his locker, throw it in the trunk, ready to go.
The other part of the traveling for you too is on the last day of the series, planning a little getaway meal, and that affects all of us. You as well. It affects me. It affects all the players. And you never know. Sometimes it's Subway. Sometimes it's calling to order pizzas. Sometimes we're lucky enough the ballpark gets food for us. What goes into that decision of what we're going to do, and then getting food for everybody?
Yeah, that really makes a getaway day an extra pain in the ass for me. So pretty much what I usually do is I ask Casey, depending on what time we're leaving and what town we're in, whether we're going to stop on the way out of town or if we just want to get something delivered to the ballpark and then get out of there. I usually talk to the clubby, who's going to deliver, who's not. Can you guys go pick something up for us? Guys seem to hate pizza, so we try to go with Subway or Jimmy John's or something of that nature because the pizza just gets cold during the game. So.
Now, another part of it, too, we already talked to Jim about loading the bus up here, but how big of a help is Jim on the bus driver side? We had Russ early in the year. Kind of makes your life a lot easier when all you got to do is get everything ready in the clubhouse and then get on the bus because you know he's going to help get everything onto the bus.
Oh, these guys are consummate professionals. They save me so much time where, you know, these kids don't know how to handle anything or do anything for themselves. So it's pretty refreshing to see have a bus driver, leave everything at the curb. He gets everything on the bus, neat, organized, done, ready to go.
And then the other part of the travel itinerary for you is the hotels and getting everything set. We have a set hotel that we stay in for every team in the league. They set that up, but you got to get the rooming list and figure out how many rooms and all that stuff. What goes into that? I know it's usually what, a week or two ahead of time. You're talking to the hotels for where we're going.
I usually try to get to the hotels about a week before we get there. I fax them over a rooming list. I try to make the rooming list by, you can tell which guys are friends, which guys aren't. Can't always match everyone up, make everyone happy, but you do the best you can. You know, the league manual says which hotel. Sometimes the hotels change on you, sometimes they don't. But you know, you do what you can. You just make sure everything's ready by the time you get there.
But that's Dan Golden, our athletic trainer, kind of our traveling secretary as well. Gets everything planned up, and now we're going to get on the bus and head out to Fort Wayne, Indiana. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, Nate.